trouble in your eyes now, but I know there's always a way. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything much smoother again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. The connections might be tangled, the power source has lost its spark, but every wire tells a story, and I can mend what's torn apart. From sunrise till dawn, I'll be here waiting. From sunrise till dawn, I'll never stop. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. When the current isn't flowing, when the signals disappear, I'll be here with tools and patience, make the static crystal clear. Every cable, every circuit, every problem that you bring, I'll restore what time has broken, make the whole world sing. So don't you worry about tomorrow, don't you stress about today. I've got maintenance for your troubles, and I'll chase them all away. I'll fix you up, make everything run smooth again. I'll fix you up, from sunrise till dawn, my friend. I'll fix you up, with these hands and heart so true. I'll fix you up, Daniel, I'll fix you up. Hey, Daniel, everything's good as new. Hey, Daniel, I'll fix you up for you.
Well, welcome. Today is Saturday, and this Saturday happens to be municipal court. So let's get started with the municipal court. Again, I want to thank all the people that are subscribers to this channel. Thank you for support. And if you like this content and you're not a subscriber to this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel and helping this channel grow. So let's get started with the municipal court. And as always, I will be watching, but I will not be I will have my mic muted. So let's get started.
For a second, just checking in, make sure it is exactly before then. February 2nd, 9 o'clock.
I will need your contact information.
What time did you say?
9 o'clock, February 2nd. Summer Crank, 25,198. Okay, working on your fines. You did make a payment recently.
Yeah, we could.
February 2nd will be your next hearing, 9 o'clock. Holly Elkins, 24,387. Community service is done. You've done extra toward your fine. I only show you a $70 balance.
I have it done this month, or January.
You're gonna work it off?
Yeah.
February 2nd, it's your next hearing. Get it done before then, you don't have to be here.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Mark Daniels, Joshua Harbison, Anthony Gianmarco, Heather Gilpin, Cody Ingalls, Earl Allen.
Mark Daniels, 192674, is here. He's in hometown.
He actually completed services with us on December 19th.
Oh, congratulations. What's the plan now, Mr. Daniels?
Behave.
Okay. Can you pay anything on your fines, or
That's my help, I want to work, yeah, but my help won't let me do that.
what about community service?
It's what's in my help.
Well, then I gotta put you in jail if you can't do either.
I can
You gotta-
pay on today, you know what I'm saying, I got to take $20 today. I do that?
Yeah, you gotta make some effort. Let's see, you had suspended jail time on the condition that you would do community service. So, if you can't do the community service, then you gotta do the jail time. You gotta do the community service, we'll get you light duties.
All right.
Get with Mr. Cooper. Usually, whatever's ailing you, keeping you from doing community service, I can fix it by giving you light duty.
All right.
So, get out here and get it done. You got 10 days of community service to do.
All right.
Next hearing will be February 2nd,
All right.
9 o'clock.
So,
Go see the clerk. You said you were gonna pay $20 to?
yeah.
Go see the clerk. Joshua Garbison, 24,746. Joshua Garbison.
Your Honor, he's up on Zoom, and Dorothy just told me that he called him and says he can't hear anything on his end.
Okay, well, he needs to come in anyway because he's got a 10-day jail sentence that he has to serve. I was looking at the judgment entry this morning. It said 10-day jail would be determined by the court as to when to report, so he's going to need to report for that. So I'm going to set a hearing date for him to report for jail. And that's going to be January 5th. So you'll need to be here in person for that. January 5th, reporting for jail. Anthony Giamarco, 24,724. You did make a payment today,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you still have some community service to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's get that done. You got 3 days left, I'm showing.
Yes, Your Honor.
February 2nd is your next hearing, 9 o'clock. Heather Gilbert, 25,441 and 442. She's at hometown, right?
She was in treatment with us, but she left on December 17th
Okay.
against staff advice.
Your Honor, she did call Mr. Mayor this morning, he told her earlier today.
All right, there'll be a warrant issued for Heather Gilpin. She didn't appear for a hearing today, and she left treatment without court approval. So either way, there'll be a warrant issued. Cody Ingalls, 25,104. Okay. And you have done some community service. You still have 18 hours left. How are you gonna get that done?
I've been working 7 days a week for pay for Christmas. Other than that, I can start doing community service.
Are you paying anything on your fine today?
Yes, I can. I can pay 50.
50?
Yeah.
Okay, get your community service done.
Do you know what my balance currently is on the fund?
425 on your fines, 18 hours on your community service. See the clerk to make your payment.
What was the time of court? 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock. Earl Paulson, 24, 25, 28. Okay. You've done something since your last hearing.
Pardon me?
You've done community service since your last hearing, or you got to work it all off?
Yeah, I can't afford the hotel thing, Your Honor. Could I go ahead and do the 3 days in jail? Because I can't afford it. I'm homeless now. I lost my truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to I spend time at the hotel every other day so I can take showers. So I won't be stinking at work. You know what I'm saying?
I gave you a suspended jail sentence, but you have to go to that driver intervention program. Are you saying you can't do that?
I can't afford it. I think you said I could do all 3 days in jail instead of doing that.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You want to do it today? It's going to be cold tonight.
Oh, then most definitely, sir.
Tonight's
Can I go out and smoke a cigarette first before we do this?
It's going to be 22 degrees tonight.
Yeah, then we started with, so I'll be out what?
Yes.
Wednesday?
72 hours.
All right, so I could go call my boss and everything, smoke a cigarette before I go.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that, Your Honor.
okay.
And then I only got like $200 more on my fine, I
You
believe.
can work it off.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to, you know.
Your next hearing is February 2nd for review. Come back to the probation office if you, to do your jail time, if you want to do the 3 days.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find me a cigarette and smoke it and we'll talk about it.
Reuben Mitchell, Scott Taylor, David Vance, Ashley Wallace, Trenton Wells.
Reuben Mitchell. Reuben Mitchell? Yes, Your Honor. 13, 39, 33, 13, 11, 59. Okay. And you got a payment on your fines today.
I won't be able to make a payment today, but I can make one Friday.
You haven't made a payment since October, doesn't look like.
Okay.
Okay, I'll put you back on the docket for Friday, so.
For Friday?
This Friday is the 2nd. So your next hearing is January 2nd, 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you.
Scott Taylor is here, 24, 1941. Fines are paid. He's in an OVP. Got a letter. All right, I'm going to accept this as completion, so your case is completed. You don't have to come back anymore.
Okay.
Good luck to you.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. David Vance.
Yes, Your Honor.
24, 1921, 2550, and 24, 597. Okay, not much has happened on your cases. What's going on here?
Just leading through the holidays, it was hard to get down here. I have put myself through an online rehab leading up until when my appointment is at Mended Reeds on the 2nd for an evaluation. Like I said, it was just hard to get a ride down here where I can't drive leading up through the holidays, but I can start getting down here and taking care of that, community service and stuff like that.
Where are you living now?
At my house, 7134, State Route 243. But Judge Finley has me on the ankle monitor, and I just got it cleared by them this last week to start coming down here.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to set you sooner now. Let's go.
That's fine.
January.
I just need a little more time, please.
I'm going to set you for January 20th. That's a Tuesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
January 20th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ashley Wallace, 24,557. Okay, thank you. All right, I've got a certificate from Bethesda where you graduated, so that's great. Your funds are paid. And your community service is done, so you are completed. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Trenton Wells. Trenton Wells is 24-21-12.
Your Honor, Mr. Wells completed residential and sober living with Bethesda. We haven't spoke with him. His wife has kind of been in services. So I haven't spoke with
Let
him.
her know about this hearing. I'll give him 7 days before warning issues.
I'll take care of it today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, that finishes the reviews. We're starting the arraignments, which are new cases. If you got a new charge filed against you, you'll get called with this. Or if you had a warrant outstanding, which you want withdrawn because you missed a hearing, first you need to get checked with the clerk to make sure you're on the docket, but then we'll call once we know you're here with this group of hearings. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you choose to make statements, anything you say in the courtroom here is fair game to use against you because it's on the record and it's being done without you consulting with your lawyer. So the smart thing to do is if you want to talk about things is to get a lawyer and talk to the lawyer because what you say to the lawyer is privileged. It can't be used against you. But what you say in open court is not privileged. It can be used against you. If you want a lawyer and you want one appointed, I'll have to ask you about your financial circumstances because if you qualify, there's a scale I have to go by depending on how much income you have as to whether you can get a court-appointed lawyer. You have a right to have an attorney, whether you hire one or have one appointed. You have a right to have bond to make the state prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. So all those things I just explained are your rights that you have. You waive those rights by entering a guilty or no contest plea. Don't do that if you don't understand what's happening. If you're confused, if you don't know what to do, if you want a lawyer, if you want a trial, you should enter a not guilty plea. That's always the safest plea to enter. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Love, case number TRC 253053, A, B, C, D, E, and F.
All right, Mr. Dwyer, you're representing Mr. Love.
I am, Your Honor, and I filed a notice of appearance in this case last week, I think.
Okay, I'm putting you down as counsel. Not guilty plea is due. You waive the reading of the charges.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so
It's a urine. We're waiting on
we'll have
urine
to wait a
results.
while for the results. to
Yeah,
come back.
I was thinking maybe if you have room on the 26th of January, that's not too far out, but maybe far enough to get the results back.
That's fine. January 26th will be the next hearing. The call at 10 o'clock. He will need to go to jail to be fingerprinted, and I'll let him sign a $1,000 signature.
Did you post
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll have you go down there after court.
Just wait out in the lobby on me. I'll bring you a copy of that.
Zoom is not working. It doesn't, it's not accepting the jack, so we have no audio.
Okay.
So the jail's gonna have to bring them up, anybody that's on here is not gonna hear any words they say.
They can't hear us.
They can't hear us because the way it works is it goes into the front of the computer and we've been having trouble with it with Digit 3 and they've never been able to fix it right.
Okay.
So I'm unaware of that.
There's a Corey Rose on there. Oh, that's the jail. Okay, so you communicate that to them. So,
I'm gonna be, I'll call and tell them. Yeah.
oh, there's the Josh Barbison too. I don't.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is he the one I ordered to come in?
Yes.
I was going to try to send him a message. Can you get the Josh Barbison file, see if you can find a number for him?
I don't know if there's one in there, we can look through it.
Okay.
Here's the file.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not giving me any option for a microphone, Your Honor.
It does look like I can send him a check, so. I'll order him to come in January 5th.
I'll go from the jail if I'm bringing it.
Okay. Okay, and sending Josh Carverson a chat message, audio is not working. I'm ordering you to come in person on January 5th, 26 at 9 a.m. And that message already got sent to him. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Dylan Bungard, case number TRC 253073, A and B.
And you're doing Bungard?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Bungard, it's alleged that on December 24th at 12:02 a.m. in Rome Township, you were operating a vehicle while you were under the influence of either alcohol, drugs, or some combination of those two substances. It's alleged this would be your first conviction if you got convicted. On first offense, the maximum you face is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most that can be imposed if you're found guilty. There is a minimum. So the least you can get if you're found guilty is 3 days in a treatment program, $375 fine, and a 6-month license suspension. That's the minimum penalty. The state's alleging that you submitted to a urine screen. Those screens are packaged and sent to a lab in Columbus for testing. It takes several weeks to get the results. I don't have any results today. The other charge that you're facing is speeding. The state's alleging you're driving 72 in a 55 zone. That's not a jailable offense, maximum penalty, $150 fine. Do you understand the two charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions before you enter a plea?
No.
What plea do you wish to enter?
I plead not guilty.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
What is it? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
I'm seeking counsel,
Okay.
but not.
Well, you're going to have plenty of time because it's going to take a while to get the results back. So let me go ahead and give you a date. I guess we can handle it. So it'll probably be at the earliest, the end of February, before we would have their test results in from prior experience with the lab. So I would look to set this for February 27th. Is that a date you're available?
Yes.
February 27th will be your next hearing. Next year, it'll be a pretrial, and it'll be set for 10 a.m. I'm going to put down that you'll hire a lawyer. You can sign a $1,000 signature bond. What that means is you're just signing a piece of paper that says, I promise to come to court, or I'll pay a $1,000 penalty for not showing up. And you get a warrant for not showing up. So just come to court, you won't have to post any money. You will have to go get fingerprinted though. Mr. Cooper's going to bring back a form for you to take to the jail. And you'll go there, turn the form in, they'll fingerprint you, and you'll be ready to go. Any questions, sir?
What is it? I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions? Okay, be back here February 27th, unless your lawyer tells you that they made arrangements for a different day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's all the arrangements we have right now. We'll discuss the pretrials.
Okay, we're going to pre-trial, so there may be more arraignments coming if we're not ready yet.
State of Ohio versus Timothy Atkins, case number CRB 25580.
Mr. Delauder's case set for pretrial.
Your Honor, after discussing this with Mr. Heald this morning, it's my understanding that the state's agreeable to continue this case out approximately 90 days, and assuming there are no further problems, in the meantime, agree to dismiss the case at that time on payment of court costs.
Michael Pelfrey.
I've discussed that with Mr. Atkins, and he's agreeable.
Your Honor, we have, this is Michael Pelfrey. He's the alleged victim in this matter. And I had a lengthy conversation with him yesterday evening about this, and this all arose, and it's two families and a child custody matter that has caused the tempers to flare. And Mr. Pelfrey believes that the best way to handle this at this point is that we not pursue this further if there are no further problems. And so we're okay with a 90-day continuance and a dismissal with the payment of court costs if there aren't any further problems.
Is that correct, Mr. Crawford?
Yes, sir.
Judge, March 23rd is approximately 90 days out.
Okay, that'll be fine. March 23rd will be the next hearing. Case will be dismissed then if there's no further problems. And was the state asking for costs?
Yes, Your Honor.
With costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Just hang out for just a second. I'll talk to you.
Thank you, Your Honor. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Ricky May, case number CRB 25711.
Mr. Delauder's case set for pretrial today, and I think we were asking for one party to be present today. My notes, anyway.
Yes. Miranda Wells. And the last we spoke with her, she indicated that she would be here. So I don't know what the situation is.
Well, you want to read? I don't see, was she subpoenaed? I don't see a subpoena in the file for her.
Well, we talked to her on the phone, and she indicated that she would be here today, so we didn't issue a subpoena for her. And she indicated that she was interested in having the case pursued, so I don't
Let's
know.
recall it. It's just a little after 10, so let's recall it right on the dot.
State of Ohio versus Alexis Moore, case number TRC 252723, A and B.
Mr. Delauder's case set for pretrial.
Judge, on this one, we haven't been able to reach a resolution yet. Discovery's been exchanged, which includes a video, quite a lengthy video from the stop. I'd like an opportunity to sit down with my client and go through the contents of that video and discuss with her the options. The state has made a proposal to resolve it. We're not prepared to accept that at this point, but rather than set it for trial, if we could have one more pre-trial.
Yeah, the date you prefer to come back?
Is the 26th of January too far out?
No.
Okay.
With the time, I'm sure the state wants time.
Yes, Your Honor, we'll wait time.
126 will be the next pretrial at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Hey, Alexis.
State of Ohio versus Scott Heisel, case number CRA 25807, CRB 25808, A and B.
This is Mr. Delauder's case. It's on the docket as a preliminary hearing.
I think we've got this resolved, Your Honor, so I ask...
I've got to talk to them. I've got to get the victim up here.
This was completed with you.
Yes. Talk to me for a minute.
126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126. 126.
Was the charge against you for loss? I understand. I get that. I understand the stress. But when you have to call the police at this point because you're scared, I take that seriously. Now, what I'm afraid is that we'll dismiss the protection order case and we'll dismiss the strangulation case, but he's going to plead guilty to the domestic violence case. He's going to get a suspended jail sentence. And the judge can go 1 year from Mary Lake. Otherwise, I'll take it to the grand jury. We've talked about it. You'll be able to tell the judge what you Is he willing to do that? 30 days suspended. And then dismiss the other 2 charges. Pardon? Yeah. You can just stand there, it's fine. So, Your Honor, I've been speaking with our alleged victim here, and there's some pretty serious allegations. And so our proposal was that we would either take it to the grand jury, or if he pled guilty to the domestic violence charge, we'd be in agreement to dismissing the other 2 charges. And that's because this young lady is vehement. She wants everything dismissed. But I think if the court reads the allegations, pretty daggone serious. Now, there's a protection order in place at the Common Police Court that's there, and they were violating it.
Oh, so there's a previous
Yes.
set of charges?
Well, there's something that caused her to get a protection order before, but she swears that nothing's going on now, and I just think that the facts tell otherwise, that's all. And so they're still going to have a protection order in place, and they're going to have to deal with that the best way that they know how, I guess. But for today, if he pled guilty to the domestic violence charge, we would dismiss the other 2 charges. Either that, or if he doesn't want to do that, we would just take the whole thing to the grand jury.
Mr. Dar,
He's agreeable to that, Your Honor.
to pleading.
Yes, sir.
All right, so one thing he needs to understand is that there's certain charges that are cumulative in nature, and once you have one, the next time you get another one, the penalties go up.
I've talked to him
He
about that. Your
understands
Honor.
that, so
Yes, sir.
if you get this on your record and you get another charge, you'll be facing a more serious possible consequence than as if it was just a first. Because the second offense, you're going to get more possible penalties, including more jail time.
I've also talked to him about the fact that this would not be able to be expunged at a later date.
Correct.
He understands that.
All right, so, and ma'am, you're Amanda Kennedy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to tell me about this situation before I sentence him?
I have severe post-traumatic stress disorder. There's been times I haven't been taking my medication. I don't want to rip our family apart. We've been under an unimaginable amount of stress with our son and the cancer diagnosis, which he's recovering from now. But it's been very, very difficult for our whole family. He's an incredible man. I wouldn't be where I am without him. I really wouldn't be. Our family wouldn't have what we have. I'm under so much stress. I have Bell's palsy from this. I can't move my face. But I am so incredibly sorry, for the way things have gone. I also have a part in this. It's not just him. Can I show you something on my phone?
Okay.
I don't want to paint him as some horrible monster villain because he's not. Anything that happens, I take equal part in.
I didn't understand the last thing.
Anything that happens, I take equal part in.
You live together? You said you have a child together. Do you still live together?
We don't live together anymore, but we were living together.
When this happened, were you living together? On this December 20th?
Yeah. And it wasn't as bad as, in my mind, it was at the time, because I have severe post-traumatic stress. And I am medicated for it now. I have been in therapy multiple times a week since 2022 for my post-traumatic stress. And it's very important that I take my anxiety medication. I was in an abusive marriage, which has kind of left me the way that I am now. Can you hand this, Tim? This is my list of diagnoses on my medical portal.
Okay. Well, what I would suggest, ma'am, it sounds like you are interested in continuing the relationship with Mr. Heisel, and you have this child together, correct? That the two of you engage in some sort of counseling to try to keep these sort of incidents from happening in the future.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
And Mr. Heisel, you have the right to make a statement to the court if you want to. Do you have anything you want to say before I do the sentencing?
No, she summed it up pretty well.
Are you employed, sir? Or
I am.
do you have health insurance?
Some kind, yeah.
All right. But sometimes that's a barrier to getting counseling, is whether if you have some ability to pay for counseling. So I think that would be an excellent idea under these circumstances. Because whether you're together or not, you've got a child together, so the relationship is going to have to continue in some fashion. So let's try to address the issues that are currently there. All right, so I'm going to sentence on 808A case number, and the other charges will be dismissed. I'll impose a $200 fine, order the court costs be paid. I'll impose 45 days in jail, and I'll suspend all 45 days on the condition that you seek some sort of couples counseling. She says she's willing to go, so I can't make her go, but I can make you go, so I'm going to make you go, and hopefully, ma'am, you go along also. I'll set a review hearing. Let's come back and check in about a month and see where we are, if that's gotten started and doing what you need to do.
Judge, would you be willing to do that on the 26th? I wouldn't normally come to a review hearing, but I'll be here on that day anyway, so.
Okay, let's just set it for rather than, because there's a bunch of reviews.
Okay.
We'll set it as a pretrial.
Okay.
On review. On the 26th of January, so Mr. Bellwater can participate. Okay, so I'm not going to do community service with jail suspended to do couples counseling. So I'll let you pick out, there's only certain agencies that probably can take your insurance. Okay. So you'll have to do some shopping around to find someone who can take the type of insurance that you have. They'll make it a level 4, 2 years of level 4 probation. January 26th will be the next hearing. The other charges, 807 and 808B are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We'll need to see Mr. Major also in probation.
Okay, and Your Honor, I know the state didn't request a protection order given the circumstances in your court. If there was one previously issued, we'd ask that you dissolve that. And then there's still the one in common pleas.
You'll have to deal with that.
Well, they tried historically to have that one dropped, but didn't go through with the court hearing, so it's still effective right now.
Okay.
So if they want it dropped, I'll talk to my client, he can talk to, I'll talk to her if she wants to talk to me about.
So it was a civil protection order.
It is, Your Honor, yes. It was.
Who sought it?
Magistrate McWhorter, it was consented to at the time.
Okay. Well, I assume they could consent to drop it. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the
Sometimes.
procedures for that, but
I'll try to help.
some way to get it taken care of. So any TPO that had been issued here previously is dropped that you're requesting. That's right. You don't want him, you do not want him ordered to stay away from you.
No.
Okay. Next hearing, January 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
10 o'clock.
Thank you.
See Mr. Major before you leave.
State of Ohio versus Charles Cremines II, case number CRB 25742. Set for arraignment.
You're Charles Cremines II?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Cremines, it's alleged November 2nd of 2025 at Rome Township, you by threat of force knowingly caused Charles Cremines, who's a family or household member, appears to believe you caused him imminent physical harm or to a member of his family or household. That's a fourth degree misdemeanor, the maximum penalty domestic violence. Fourth degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 30 days in jail, $250 fine. Do you understand the charge? Do
Yes, Your Honor.
you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
How do you plead?
Not yet.
You want a lawyer appointed?
Yes, Your Honor.
You work? You have a job?
No, sir.
You have no income?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Stratton, I'll appoint you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Cummings. He's right there. He was trying to
Your Honor,
job there.
Yes.
I have Mr. Cremines' father here, who's the alleged victim. And this is a fourth degree misdemeanor threat that was made. He said this is something that is not an ongoing problem between them. And he also assures me that drugs and alcohol didn't play a part in what happened. And he doesn't want to pursue. They don't live together.
You don't.
So I
Especially in the.
think under the circumstances, we should probably go ahead and dismiss this.
All right, state wants to dismiss, the case will be nullified.
Sorry, dismiss. No, all right. I got no protection.
State of Ohio versus Plymouth Bowden, case number CRA 25825, TRC 253099, A and B.
So you're Clint Bowman?
Yes.
Mr. Bowman, we've got a few charges here. Let's go over the most serious one first. 25825, case number alleges December 27th. Rome Township, you knowingly obtained or possessed oxycodone, Schedule 1 substance. Maximum penalty for that's aggravated possession of drug. A year in jail, $2,500 fine. Then 253099 A and B are traffic charges. The A case alleges December 27th at 6:13 PM in Rome Township. You were operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, drugs, or a combination of those things, and that you refused to take tests. First offense, the maximum penalty is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, 3-year license suspension. Minimum penalty is 3 days in treatment, $375 fine, 6-month license suspension. The other charge is having a light out in the rear of your vehicle, either the tail light or license plate light. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. So you have 3 charges. Do you understand the 3 charges?
Yes.
You have the man hire a lawyer.
Yes.
Have you hired a lawyer?
I'm going to talk to one today.
Okay. And he has bond up, so we'll continue the bond you've already posted. All right, so you have the more serious charge of felony, you have a right to come back within 15 days of that, or I can give you more time if you want it. Do you want to come back within the 15 days, or do you want more time than 15 days?
It's okay, you can come back later. You don't need to come back in 15 days, later's okay.
Later's okay.
Okay. Is it you potentially, Mr.?
It is, Your Honor. So,
Well, let's get a date where you're available, if that's okay. I know you still have to work out some arrangements. but
yes, sir.
Assuming that may happen, do you have some dates that are,
I have already looked at Friday, January 16, Your Honor. I don't know if that's an option.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, we'll put it down for then. January 16th will be the next hearing, will be a preliminary hearing and pre-trial. And apparently, were you fingerprinted?
Yes.
Okay. So we don't need to worry about that. Your bonds continue that you posted. Be back here January the 16th at 10 o'clock for your next hearing.
Okay.
And I have a
Thank you.
continuance entry. I don't know if Mr. Reed just wants to sign it. I need you to. Sign that right there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Sarah Bumgardner, case number TRC 25-2021, A and B. Your Honor, that's Mr. Stratton's case for pre-trial.
All right, we need Mr. Stratton on pre-trial. Sarah Baumgartner.
Your Honor, we talked about this in the back, and Ms. Baumgartner is currently at Prestera, but they did not provide a letter today.
Correct. She said that she can get it for me. I'm going to group tomorrow. I went down to once a week. I've been at the program for 13 weeks.
Yes.
It was 5 days a week there for, I'd have to count the weeks, but once I started back to work the weekend before, or the week before Thanksgiving, they've graduated me down to 1 day a week. So I'm still going, and they said they'd get that letter for me tomorrow.
Yeah, so she's going to pick up that letter tomorrow. If we want to schedule this in the next couple of weeks, we could do that.
Okay, let's see what
The 5th, the 12th, and the 20th are bad for me.
About the 9th.
That'll work.
January 9th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
Just have that.
Just get that letter for us.
Anything from the therapist or anything, or you think that'll suffice?
Of course, there is fine.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
All right, you're good to go.
Got it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Daniel Vinegar, case number TRC 252528. Daniel Vinegar.
Your status. Yes.
I have Mr. Stratton as the attorney.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Vinegar would be B-R-I-N-E-R 252528.
I think it's BRINSER.
S-E-R.
Yes.
All right, that's right.
Your Honor, we're still waiting on urine results in this case, so we'll need to reset it.
And I, Your Honor, asked for, here we go. Results are not ready yet.
Case arose October 1st.
Yeah, it was arraigned on the 7th, Your Honor, of November.
We're like 12 weeks in. What's the state's position?
Well, kind of at their mercy at this point. I don't know what time waivers have been put in place. If there's been a discovery demand, and we are still seeking to answer discovery. I don't know whether there's been a discovery demand or not.
Well, we believe the results will resolve this matter.
Okay, so you're willing to?
We're willing to waive time, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would think maybe that's why they're not releasing it.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to comment on that, Your Honor.
Seems the way things go. Okay. The 9th then, again?
Yeah,
January 9th. January the 9th, for pre-trial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Great, David.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus David Humphrey, case number CRB 25618.
Your Honor, last time we were here on the 15th, he had been assessed by PATH, but had not started treatment yet.
No.
And I believe that you've started treatment, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Should be a letter in your file, I would suspect. No.
Think they faxed it, or I don't have anything in the file from that.
Could we recall this? Let me check and see where that's at.
All right, we'll recall later in the document.
State of Ohio versus Blaine Tackett, case number CRB 25684, A and B. Blaine Tackett.
Mr. Stratton's case set for pre-trial.
I'm not sure where Mr. Tackett is, Your Honor. It will 7 days until a warrant's issued.
Yes. The warrant issued in 7 days if the defendant hasn't appeared.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Selena James, case number CRB 25822. Your Honor, she was released from our jail for medical reasons.
Yeah, I got a call yesterday from the jail saying she had a medical issue with an infection in her arm, and they wanted to, they had taken her for an evaluation at the St. Mary's Ironton, and they were recommending that she be admitted, so.
Oh, I've called a couple of times. That explains why she hadn't answered.
So, they said they were gonna release her with a medical OR, and she was cited to come back in on the 5th of January.
I'm here the 5th.
I'll continue it at defendant's request to January 5th.
We'll waive time. Selena James. It's an add-on.
State of Ohio versus Stephanie Stevenson, case number CRA 25821. Stephanie Stevenson.
That's the one, Judge, we were hoping she'd have been admitted to OVP, but I haven't confirmed that.
I believe she was admitted. Let me see.
Okay.
Yes. She was picked up by OVP on, I guess it was Wednesday. Yes. I got a message Wednesday at 6:15 PM from Brianna Bennett saying we did get Stephanie to that.
Okay, good.
So she's there. If we can get a report. I'll text her and ask for a report, on status report.
You want to use that next Monday date, the 5th, or?
We can.
I don't think she'll be going anywhere, at least not in the immediate future.
Stephanie Stevenson.
Yes.
I'll set her next team for January 5th.
Okay, thank you.
There's so many cases on the docket that I don't have a file for. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, that's crazy. Stephanie Stevenson.
State of Ohio versus Nicholas Pope, case number CRB 25734. Nicholas Pope.
Nicholas Pope has been called, has not appeared. Does not have an attorney, so he's not hiring an attorney. So there'll be a warrant for failure to appear today. Okay, come on up. Where were you? You're supposed to be in the courtroom. Stand behind the table.
Sorry.
Do you have a lawyer? Stand behind the table. Do you have a lawyer?
No, sir.
Why not?
I don't. I didn't have enough money for one.
Okay, you told me you were gonna hire an attorney at your arraignment. Are you working?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Blue collar at Steel Avengers.
Okay, I wrote that down. Steel Ventures, are you paid by the hour?
Yes, sir.
How much per hour?
14 per hour.
How many hours a week?
36 because of the cold.
Do you have any dependents?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Smith, I'm going to appoint you.
Yes, sir.
We'll set it for a pretrial January 5th. It's a domestic charge. You want court's file?
If I can mark, Judge, that'd be good.
January 5th at 10 o'clock will be next year. Mr. Smith will be your lawyer. Don't leave till you talk to him.
State of Ohio versus Christopher White, case number TRC 2519-23, A and B, and CRA 25494.
Mr. Reese's case set for funding and pretrial.
Your Honor, we appeared on October 3rd and got the court's approval for a resolution of this case. The deal was that the defendant would complete the driver's intervention program, enter a guilty plea to physical control, forfeit 2 firearms, and the B charge, the marked lanes, would be dismissed, Your Honor. He has completed the driver's intervention program.
I have a report.
That's all I
That's
have.
filed with the court. Mr. Hill.
Well, that's all correct, Your Honor. We were expecting that he would complete that course, which it appears that he's done. And upon that, we were agreeable to amending the charge to physical control if he would forfeit the weapon. And also 6-month driver's license suspension, is that?
He's suffered the ALS and been reinstated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Your Honor, the criminal affidavit has the description of the firearms. If you don't have that, I can approach with the clerk for the serial number and so forth.
Okay.
Whatever you...
Yeah, you can have it. So I'll order forfeited and destroyed. And the charge is amended to 45-194.
She's got it written. What he's supposed to do. That's one of the files I do have. It's not checkmark.
Yeah. Was there any other recommendations on the?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. White, you have a right to make a statement to the court if you want. You're not required to. Do you have anything you want to say?
Just hope I'm not, hope I'm never back in here again, so.
Okay, I can go along with that. I'll impose a $200 fine for you to pay the court costs.
He's prepared to do so today, Your Honor.
To receive the clerk. So there's already been a suspension then?
Yes, Your Honor. He tested over the limit and has suffered the ALS suspension and since been reinstated.
State's agreeable with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, no suspension days, 10 days in jail suspended. He's already completed the dip school, so that was done. I'll make it 2 years of level 5 probation. If he pays the fines and court costs today, he's going to be finished, so he won't have to come back. And I'll give him a date because I've had people say I'm going to pay and they don't. So,
Understood, Your Honor.
We'll make it July 20th.
Okay.
As long as he's paid before then, he doesn't have to be here.
I'll pay it right now.
That'll be at 9 a.m. If he pays his fines and costs, he doesn't really need to check in with probation because it'll terminate.
He's going to go right from here, Your Honor. I'll explain that to him.
Okay. And then the other, the CRA charge is dismissed upon forfeiture of the weapons. $20 fine on the mark lane. See the clerk.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
If you have any questions, just hang out. Would you go see the clerk and pay?
Get that card back from me.
Yes.
Thank you. I mean, hopefully I'll never have to.
I'll be out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Stephanie Stevenson, I did get a report back from Ms. Clement that she is at OVP and doing well.
Okay, we'll see you next month.
State of Ohio versus Presley Board, case number TRC 25-1946, A and B. Driver, this was originally set for trial today.
All right. This is Mr. Leach's case, Presley.
It is, Your Honor. Mr. Hield and I pre-trialed this case this morning. We've discussed it. We're going to continue to do so, Your Honor. However, I would request a motion hearing date. And I have looked on the defendant's motion, Your Honor. I'm going to ask you to go out to Friday, February 13, or Monday the 16. Any of the court's dates after February 13th would be my preference.
Mr. Gill.
We're okay with that, Your Honor. I've checked with our witnesses, and they are both clear in February, so.
Okay, we've got, the 16th is the holiday date in February, so the court won't be open on the 16th, it would be the 13th.
13th's fine, Your Honor.
February 13th for a motion hearing, I'll set it at noon.
Thank you.
February 13th, you next time.
Thank you.
State of Ohio calls Ricky May, case number CRB 25711.
Your Honor, it's my understanding that the prosecutor's office has also attempted to contact Ms. Wells by telephone unsuccessfully this morning.
Miranda Wells.
How does the state want to proceed?
The state would request some time to issue a subpoena for Ms. Wells and try to get her attendance that way.
Your Honor, if you're inclined to do that, can we come back on the 26th of January? I did provide Mr. Hill with some reciprocal discovery today also that he may want to discuss with this person.
January 26th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock. The state will subpoena the claim party.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You are.
State of Ohio versus Gary Burdette, case number CRB 2525.
Sir, you Gary Burdette?
Yes, Your Honor.
The bail screen you a copy of the charge. It looks like there's one charge, improper handling of a firearm in a motor vehicle is the charge. It alleges that Fayette Township on December 26th, you knowingly transported or had a loaded handgun in a motor vehicle, and while you were transporting the firearm in the vehicle, you were under the influence of alcohol or drugs. That's a felony of the 5th degree. Maximum penalty is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Is this the only charge?
Doesn't sound like it should be.
That's the only charge I'm pretty sure that they give me.
So that may end up being the only charge. It would be a little bit unusual under the
Right.
circumstances, but we'll certainly know by the next time.
All right, Mr. Burdette, do you understand the charge filed against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you hired a lawyer?
No, I have not. I have talked to one. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You have a right to come back within 15 days if you want. That's your right. I can go longer if you want more time.
If you could go out a little bit further, that'd be great, Your Honor.
Let's look, well, the 20th is a good date for the court, but that's going to be a Tuesday. Usually court's Monday and Friday, but Tuesday the 20th, we will have court, and it's kind of light because it's an unusual day, but I can go Monday or Friday if you prefer Monday or Friday.
That's fine.
20th is good?
Yes.
January 20th, Tuesday, January 20th, for your next hearing. The preliminary hearing at 10 o'clock. Did you post the bond?
Yes.
Okay, yes, it is in the file. Your bonds continued that you posted. Putting down that you will hire an attorney. So next hearing is January 20th, unless your lawyer tells you they've changed it to a different date, and come when they go. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all.
State of Ohio versus Chance Balance, case number CRA 2527.
They'll bring you a copy of the charge, sir. And are you Chance Balance?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Balance, it's alleged December 27th, Rome Township, you only obtained, possessed, or used methamphetamine. That's It's a scheduled controlled substance, possession of which is a felony of the 5th degree. Maximum penalty is a year jail, $2,500 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any questions about your rights? I explained them before, but I'll go over them again if you want.
No, I need a court-appointed lawyer first.
Okay, do you have a job?
No, I VA benefits.
I'm sorry.
I get 100% from the VA. That's what
I heard something about the VA, but I didn't hear what.
I get VA benefits. It's
Okay, how much do you receive a month from the VA?
$3,500, thereabouts.
Okay.
I have a car payment and a house payment too.
Do you have dependents?
No, sir.
Well, you're actually making too much for me to appoint a lawyer for you. You're making the top 40,000 a year or more for a single person, so you have to hire your own lawyer. I can't appoint one for you.
Okay.
How much time do you need to do that? You have the right to make a say, come here for the first hearing called a preliminary hearing within 15 days, but if you want more time, I can do it for you. If you want more time than 15 days?
Whatever you think. I can just go into 15 days or the end of the month.
In fact, this may be the kind of case, and you're a veteran, obviously, if you get the veterans benefits. Maybe the state has a proposal that you'd be interested in. Mr. Gill wants to say what it is.
Well, Your Honor, we would be interested in seeing Mr. Balance get some counseling and treatment at the VA, if he's a VA patient already or has a relationship with them. Our goal would be mostly to make sure that his health and well-being is taken care of. We'd be willing to leave the case here, follow him through treatment, and make sure he's on good footing, and then it's possible that the charge can be dismissed later on, if he's willing to do that.
Yes, sir.
John, may I speak in his behalf a moment?
No, sir, you cannot.
No.
You cannot speak on his behalf, sir, unless you're a lawyer. Okay, so what we're going to do, and we've done this several times, and I'm assuming when you say you're a veteran that you're familiar with the facilities at Spring Valley.
I'm the Huntington one, but yes, I know what the is.
Okay, well, that's the closest one. Where do you live?
I live in Genoa. It's in Wayne County.
Okay, well, that's going to be pretty close. That's going to be still the closest one for you to go to.
Okay.
So I want you to go there. They have facilities and treatment that they'll provide you, and you need to tell them that you have a charge filed against you. You're familiar with this court, and they'll give me reports as to what you're doing. So because it's a felony, this is your initial hearings would take place here, but if we don't intervene and keep it here, it's going to go on to the common police court, which is equivalent to the circuit court in West Virginia, but that's the felony court for trials. So what the state is saying is that if you'll go to treatment, they won't take it to the grand jury, they won't indict you, they won't take you on to common pleas, where you have a risk of going to prison if you're convicted. They'll keep it here, you'll go to treatment, if you do well, then there's a good chance they'll dismiss it or reduce it down the road. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a good deal for you. So, I'm going to let you sign a signature bond of $2,000. That's just your promise to come to court as ordered. Immediately, as soon as possible, go check in with the VA. In fact, I'm going to advise them, Amanda Rayburn is our contact person. I'm going to send her a copy of your file. By taking your photograph of it. date of birth, we'll send that to her. So she'll check your eligibility. Do you have a phone number I can give her to reach you?
Yes, Your Honor. 304-440-0033.
Okay, you're still welcome to have a lawyer if you want, it's up to you. You'll have to hire one, and I'll set your next hearing. And again, since we're keeping it here and you're not going to the grand jury, I'm assuming you're okay with coming back later than 15 days.
Yes, sir.
Let's make it the 20th. January 20th will be your next hearing. So, I don't want you to wait until the 19th to go to the VA. I want you to go within the next few days, and they'll give me a report by the 20th as that you're there, what you're doing, and that sort of thing. As long as you get good reports, the case will stay here. Eventually, the best win-win would be to get off meth. You're not use meth. I'm going to assume that you are, but alleged to use it, and it's bad stuff. And your case gets dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
But is it still at 9 a.m. that I would be here?
10 a.m.
And I've prepared a time waiver too, Your Honor.
So the state's just asking you to waive conference ring.
Your Honor, is he going to need fingerprinted also?
Let me see. He already has been fingerprinted. Okay, you understand what you need to do? Contact the VA, get in there, get some counseling, come back. They'll give me reports as to what you're doing. Be here on the 20th at 10 o'clock for your next hearing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kevin Shires, case number CRA 25779, CRB 25752, CRB 25753.
Your Honor, Mr. Sowers was indicted in felony court this past week. He's some-
25779, please.
On these cases, yes, Your Honor. Summons has been issued for January 21st, and he is going to go down to the Sheriff's Department today and pick up that complaint and be served with it, so.
So is that all the cases that are here were taken to the grand jury, or?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nolly them all.
Nolly, all charges here. All charges here are going to be nolly.
All right, go down there.
Okay, yes, at the jail.
At the jail, yes.
All right, I'll get there.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll contact you here shortly.
All right.
State of Ohio versus Donovan Riley, case number CRA 25787, CRB 25785. Your Honor, it's my understanding he has been picked up by West Virginia.
I'll let Mr. Steyer know, Judge. I was standing in case there was a problem.
He has there's a misdemeanor still pending here.
Oh, that I was not aware of.
It's a Walmart theft offense, and it's recent, December 11th, 2025. What do you want to do with that?
Which case is this, Your Honor?
This is Donovan Riley. He had an extradition matter to West Virginia. And those were probation violations.
My notes indicated that he pled guilty on December 19th, and the sentence was 8 days time served.
You are correct. It was, the judgment entry was in the other file, in the long file. So that matter is included, so. We actually have a review hearing for July 13th of this coming year.
I'll pass that along, Judge. Thank you.
Everything here is completed as of now.
Okay.
Your Honor, we're ready to call some witnesses that were here for the work.
We have some people in custody that have cases today, so we're going to start doing some of those now.
Stable High versus Tory Baker. Case number CRA 2528, PRC 253100 A, B, and C. TRD 251578 A and D, TRC 202078, TRC 201647 A, B, and C.
All right, Mr. Baker, we got some new charges and we got some old charges. So the new charges are 25-828, 25-3100. The 828 charge alleges December 27th in Fayette Township, you knowingly obtained, possessed, or used kratom, a controlled substance, possession of which is a felony. 5. The maximum penalty for that is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Case number 25-3100, A, B, and C are traffic charges. They allege that on December 27th at 12:19 a.m., Fayette Township, you were operating a vehicle under the influence of drugs or alcohol or a combination of those things, and that you've had. This says 3 priors, so that would make it a felony. Is it going to be charged with a felony?
Well, the 3 priors would need to be within the last 10 years unless
They
you've
are.
had a prior.
20, 21, and 24.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, yeah, I think it needs to be charged as a felony, so we can
I'll go ahead and arraign it as a felony, and they'll probably refile the paperwork, but the allegations will remain the same. If this is your 4th offense, as alleged on the complaint, then it could be charged as a felony. So the maximum then is 120 days in prison. Actually, it's 1 year of local incarceration up to 120 days in prison. The maximum fine is $10,500. License suspension, the maximum is a lifetime license suspension. And forfeiture of the vehicle if it was entitled to use. The minimum penalty on a felony OVI is 60 days in jail, $1,350 fine, and a 2-year license suspension. The state's alleging that you were driving without a driver's license. Can't see the B page with the verbal charge there. It's yeah, that's the one I want. It's a 1st-degree misdemeanor, maximum penalty 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. And the state's alleging you were left of center out of your lane. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine. Do you understand all those charges? Then you've got a pending traffic matter, 25-1578, where it's alleged you failed to appear for the arraignment. And that, so you need to be arraigned on that. This allegedly happened July 4th of 2025, this year, at 2:28 p.m. in Fayette Township, that you were driving 69 in a 55 zone. That's a minor misdemeanor, maximum penalty is $150 fine, and that you were driving without a license. That's an unclassified misdemeanor, maximum penalty 500 hours community service, $1,000 fine. Then there's an old ODI, 20-2078. It's alleged that you still owe a fine on that you had failed to appear for a review hearing. And it looks like that was in May of, I'm sorry, it would have been, the last one was August of 23. There was a warrant issued on that. Also, another ODI from 2020, case number 1647, it still had a small fine owed on it. It had a failure to appear from May 2023 also. Looks like it was actually it was May of 2023 on both. May 19th of 2023 was the failure to appear. Okay, so there's several charges. Do you understand the charges, Mr. Walter? You had to hire a lawyer? You want a court-appointed lawyer? Temporarily, yeah. Okay. All right, Mr. Warford, you represented him in the past, so I'm going to appoint you to represent him on the new cases. Be appointed. What's the state's position on bond?
The state would request a $5,000 cash surety bond.
I'll set bond at $5,000 cash or surety. Is that a bond you think you can post? Yes, sir. Okay. When do you want to come back in for preliminary hearing and pre-trial, Mr. Morford?
Yeah, that's pretty much your
Do you want it within the 15 days or?
If he can make a bond, we wait.
Are you sure you can make the bond? Okay. How about the 12th then of January? That's a Monday, second Monday in January.
I'm here, Your Honor.
January 12th will be the next hearing for Mr. Baker on all cases. So we'll let, you want to talk to Mr. Sauer about your bond? All right, thank you. You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Kayla Holbrook. Case number CRA 25804 A and D, CRB 25805 A and D.
This is Mr. Morford's case. Successful employer hearing and pre-trial. Kayla Holbrook.
Brittany.
I guess we're going to need to have a preliminary hearing. Unless he's willing to waive. Rich?
Yes.
We're going to have you.
Go ahead. You got officers tied up for this hearing. Just go ahead and have, we can,
Yeah, whenever the court's ready, we're ready to.
Mr. Morford, your clients to come down, sit with you, counsel, please. Stay ready to proceed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Morford, you're ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Call your first witness.
We'll call Brittany Kazee.
See if you'll come up to the witness and then I'll swear you in. Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth shall be God. Yeah. Let me see.
Brittany, tell the court your full name.
Brittany Shante, Kazee,
What's your address?
1681 Township Road, 97, Rural, Ohio, 41696.
Do you know Kayla Holbrook?
She's my next door neighbor.
Is she in the courtroom, and if so, can you point to her, please?
She's sitting right there.
She pointed to the defendant.
On December 22nd, just a few days ago, there was a report made to the Lawrence County Sheriff about a problem between you and Kayla Holbrook.
Yes, sir.
And the sheriff's deputies were called into your residence, is that
Well,
right?
yes, the neighbors had called.
Neighbors called?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, because I tried to call 911 and my phone went out to 911. So I had to do Facebook messages to people, and my son did, during the fight, trying to get her stuff, but we'll get there.
Okay. Well, I would like for you to tell the court what caused the sheriff's deputies to be called out there.
Okay, so I'm going to take you from the beginning. Hold on a second.
I want you to talk to the judge so he can hear you, okay?
Could you, Judge, would you ask her to talk up just a little bit?
Yeah, make sure everybody can hear.
So Caleb and I are next door neighbors, and we've had a love-hate relationship since we've lived there. We've had issues in the courts before, and kind of just dropped it all. And she come to me, she's going through a divorce with her husband, and her husband had taken her daughter away. She was sitting in her house alone. She messaged me, admitting things that she had done to me in the past, causing problems, killing my animals, hurting things, causing issues, and just being lying, and causing drama, saying other than that, just issues in general, admitting got messages. And she apologized, and I took it as a sincere, like this is a story over, maybe I can live here in peace because I'm not in peace since I lived there. I can't go to my yard, and she's got a threat and saying if somebody comes on the property, they got a right to protect it, and if a dog gets in trap or well, or kill it, things like that. But she was coming, she came at me as like she was sincere and apologetic and meant it. Well, we talked for a few days back and forth on the phone, and finally she said that she was out of the vape pen, a marijuana vape pen. And I grew this year, and I told her, I showed her some, I was like, girl, come over and smoke, because the vapes will give you popcorn lunch. These are the tests that I had. That was so she comes over and stuff, and she had talked to me about everything was falling and stuff, and we really, I felt like we could get somewhere, like, friendship, like I started trusting her, I started feeling right. She gave me shit. Got to the point, her husband took her car and was overheating on her. We drove to my mom's with the car overheating, and we sat, we talked, we laughed, and we played games. Friendship, and I fixed the spark plugs on her car and was trying to order a thermostat and do things, like trying to be friendly. And I even allowed her to come to my house and just clear her mind. She'd come in and she'd clean my bathroom. She'd rearrange my whole entire bathroom. And I just let her, like, if that's what clears her mind, she's not hurt none, I just let her do it. And so following up, that was just a day or whatever. And we've been talking for about 4 days, 3 of it over the phone and then that one day. Well, she started carrying stuff over and stuff, and it was like makeup and a waxing kit, and she took me to waxing my body and my living room floor with this hard wax that I like to never go off. And we were just girlfriends, like. So I don't know who messaged her, what happened, but she got upset and she started, like, just told my son, shut the fuck up, Gabriel. Gabriel loves her. She has never been loud with him or nothing. She has been nothing but collaring, full-on attention, giving him one-on-one, being the perfect human with my kid at this point, every day that she came over. So this was like totally out of the way.
Brittany, let me interrupt you for a second. Are we talking about, we need to get to
I'm getting
December
to the day. I'm not
22nd?
that day. I'm getting there. I just want everybody to see, so they're not like, well, that don't make sense. So anyway, that day, she got frustrated, and before she went home for the night, because she stayed there sometimes till 11 o'clock at night, and then she'd go home. Well, that day, she was like, she just kind of went mad, and she was like, I need to do something hard. And I told her, because I kept her from drinking and everything. And she said she wanted to get meth or vodka, but she was mad. And I figured she was talking to her husband, I don't know. And she was kind of, she was sitting in my chair, and I just kind of got on top, like, beside her, sitting in the chair with her, and was talking to her, trying to give her confidence, and told her that I'm here for her, she's better than that. And she just kind of pushed me out of the way, and she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. She runs out the back door, she disappears. However long later, 20, 30 minutes later, she comes busting through my back door, about as they did, well, these little coochie shorts on, eyes rolled in her head, saying, help me, help me, help me, something's wrong. And I thought she was like seizure or something, so I asked her, I was like, come lay down, come lay down. So I take her to my man's room to see if that's not working. I laid her down in the room, she said, shut the fucking light off. I turned the light off, and I shut the door, said, listen, I'll bring you an ashtray here, you can smoke in here, you need something hard, I don't care. And I offered it all, and I shut the door. I start hearing her talk to somebody, mind you, no phone, no nothing's in there, no TV, no nothing. And she said, they're talking to herself, and my 5-year-old now, we're being nosy, we got our ear up to the door like this, and she's in there laughing, saying Logan and Christy and Ruth, and talking to all these people, and just laughing at one, masturbating. She was masturbating so loud, I was like, okay, sit all over there. I moved my son over, opened the door, and said, hey, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I knew at that point when she looked at me, she was aggressive, I knew that she was about to go down, because she's already went back into that mode that I've seen a year prior. She already went back into that mode. Before I could shut that door and turn around and figure out how I'm gonna get this nut out of my house, she came out the door and grabbed hold of my son. He literally ripped his own damn hair out. It was ridiculous from her. She smashed his face into her breast. Mind you, she had spent the whole time hollering for him. Gabriel, get in here. And I told her, he is in trouble. He is not coming in there. Did I not? Stop. Okay, never mind. She's not going in there. But anyhow, and I said no, because he was in trouble. And that's not why I wasn't letting him in there. I wasn't letting him in there because she was masturbating. So anyhow, before I can get turned around, I shut the door before I can get 4 or 5 feet. She comes out and she grabs my son, smashing his head all over her breast and her vagina. And he's ripping his own hair out saying, stop. He's screaming, demons, get out of my friend, amen. Demons, get out of my friend, amen. Screaming, trying to save this woman, thinking demons got hold of her. She was after some fucking daddy. She jumped on my damn back. And I tried to rip her off, and we had made porcelain. You put the light in the little lighthouse, and I have like 300 of them. They're from the 80s. And I had them all cleaning on a towel. And I stepped down on one of the chimney things, and I had to collapse. I was not able to step through my foot. And when I did that, that's when she jumped on top of the baby. I need to grab something, because this is the only reason he's alive. And this is the only reason I'm testifying against her. I would have forgave her had she not touched my children. Had it been just me, it would have been different. I'm gonna show you something. This here is what Chris, my friend Jason that works with, wife gave to me as a gift. She didn't like it. She said it was cheap, whatever. This here is the only thing to keep my son in. I put a quill around his legs and I fastened him in this. And I'm telling you, she was beating him like a grown-ass man, like bam, bam, bam. Sorry. Slamming my child around like that, and I did everything to rip her off. Ripped her fucking hair out, beat her, punched her, bit her, stabbed her, threw shit at her, and she wouldn't get off. She was like, move her a piece of fucking steel, and she went back off. Flipped around, tired, she choked me till I pissed myself and shit myself. And then finally, when I go home, I'm throwing paper, diapers, her mind shuts down, you can't think straight. I'm doing everything I can to get her off, and she's looking at me, nigger, brown eyes, gotta die, Jason, Christy, I kill you. Going to this fucking nut mode, and I'm like, okay, calm down, come on, let's go, let's get out of the house, let's get out of the house. And she was freaking totally the fuck out. And finally, we made it back to the chair, and I've got her pinned down like this, and I'm taking my foot and I'm pushing my baby. My 5-year-old was already at this point got a hold of the baby. Baby's knocked out cold as fuck. Thought my baby was dead. I let out fucking cry. I was like, you stupid bitch, you killed my fucking baby. Why, Caitlin? I'm like, trying to get her off. Pushing the baby this way. My 5-year-old is trying to drag the baby under the bed, screaming, and cannot get the baby under the bed. I'm trying to look at him, and I can't do nothing about it. I'm trying to get her out. Right at the night, she's like, let me go, I'll leave, let me go. I knew I said, okay, I can't let you up, I cannot let you up. And she just kept choking me, we just kept fighting until eventually, I got a little sliced up, she got a cut on her hand or whatever, grabbed a knife from me or whatever, or me might have stabbed her, I got her out of the house, and then she disappeared out of the house, she came back, and I don't know if she was fucking herself with a pistol on my back grand, telling me to come with her or what, but she disappeared again. That's when the neighbors called the law on her, and I was trying to still call 911, and they were saying, die, and you never called out. So I had to get a hold of Facebook and try to get people to get help, because I know she's got an arsenal of weapons. We've already been through the gun situation here in this court. And I promise you, Judge, I've never wanted to kill anybody in my life, and I still don't want to kill a girl. We cannot live next to her. She goes from the most best person, biggest heart, just this woman you wanted to totally take your life away right now. And that is no shit. Once she or one of my kids or me, we're going to end up dying. Or we're almost dead. If I would have got a hold of her, I'd be dead, my son would be dead, my baby would be dead. Because she already tried to call me in the room to molest him. I felt, 0000, and I gave the iPad to officers already. Her masturbating in front of my Christmas tree, me asleep on my couch, and her taking naked photos of my son wrapped up out of his towel and back. They gave that to the cops.
Brittany, I have some questions for you. Because I think you might have...
I'm so sorry. I look like a nut up here.
Brittany, did you get hurt?
Did I get hurt? Yes, I got hurt.
How?
I got choked. I got my skull bashed in with the nativity things. I got slammed around, sliced up with a knife, and she bit me and was trying to turn everything towards me.
She used a knife on you?
Yes, we had a knife. I grabbed the knife. Me, I did. And I didn't cut her until she was choking me and trying to get her out of the house. She was choking me at this point. We went backwards into my kitchen. I have this, I don't know. I tried to kill her. I did. And I just ended up getting her hand.
Did you seek any medical treatment for
Yeah, we all
yourself?
went to hospital. My kids almost did.
Okay, let's talk about you first. What injuries did you have?
Cuts on my back, cuts on my stomach, my legs, slice marks from where she had it, and I had to pull my body away. Knots on my head. They had to do a CT because check for a blood clot in my throat because I had bruising and nail impressions and cuts on my face and knots. Just my head was beat up. My body, I was just beat up. But at no point did I get stabbed.
How did you get the cuts on your back?
From her, me and her fought. This was a 2-hour fight with no help. We were so exhausted. I mean, we were done. Neither one of us had a bit of energy left. We were all away.
You demonstrated pretty adamantly with the baby seat there about your child. Did your child have
My
medical
child
treatment?
has pump knots all over his body, bruising, the growth plates. Where he's 4 months old, the growth plates, they have to have they have the imaging that they need, but they're waiting for the specialists to come in that can actually take the different machinery and view closer to see what are fractures and what are growth platelets.
Is that the baby with the initials BB?
And it's BB, it's Brace and Bruce.
All right, where is BB?
He was just a little fella in here screaming. There we go.
And he's had doctor's care? Did you get stabbed with a knife?
I got sliced with a knife. Sliding
Where?
myself away from it. My back, my stomach, because I never let go of the knife. And I realized if you ever pull a knife on somebody, make sure that you don't let it lose it because they'll kill you with it real quick.
Did you show anyone those? Did you show the law enforcement officers cuts or anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they took photos, they took the knife, they got everything. Well, there's another knife, because there was a second knife. I don't know where it was at. I moved in my house, and also the fingernail file that she was trying to get him underneath the bed. Like, you gotta think 2-hour fight. I can't give you all of it. It's not even there. I'm sitting at home still remembering things like old shit. And so.
Did she appear to be under the influence of something when all this happened?
Nope, sober. I make sure she was sober 4 days in the website, and the driver knew nothing. She was sober.
But you said something about that she wanted to
okay,
get
so-
some drugs.
Yeah, she said she wanted to get some drugs, but there's a Joshy Saunders who lives up on Bridge. When I was nosing through her iPad, that's when I found the nudes of masturbating in front of a Christmas tree, me asleep on the couch, photos of all of us and stuff. I read into her messages, and the Joshy Saunders had been sneaking her vodka by garage or garbage cans up on the thing and slipped something in her mailbox. Could have been meth, could have been Adderall, could have been vodka. He said, "Did you get your gift out of it? Get your stuff out of the mailbox." So apparently somebody dropped something off to her. I don't know what it was, and then she came back. And the deputy has the passcode, has the iPad. I have all the messages, everything I have. I'm not just speaking on my ass, I can proof. Sorry about the language.
Is that a blanket apology for everything you said?
Yes, it's a general.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I apologize. I do, I really apologize. It's taken a lot of time now.
And this is all stuff that happened on December 22nd of this year, is that
Yeah.
right? That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Morford.
Were there any witnesses to this, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Were there any witnesses?
Yes.
Who?
My 5-year-old son that is very articulate and very smart.
Okay. And did you go to a clinic or a hospital or somewhere for medical treatment?
Yeah, the ambulance took us from my house, and they took us to Calvin. We all went to Calvin ambulances.
When Ms. Holbrook first came to you, she was seeking comfort from an anxiety attack, is that correct?
No, she was just lonely. She said she was, she came to me apologizing for the stuff that she said. You want me to read the text to you? It was just her literally coming up saying, I want to apologize for all the stuff I've done, the animals that I killed, how I killed them, and everything else, and for lying when you saying you're on drugs, and I've got the text. Sorry.
Did you hand her half a Suboxone during this event?
I've never offered her anything or given her anything. I don't even, my medicine has never even been approved.
So that's a no?
I don't trust people around my medicine. I didn't even know she knew I took it. Because I don't let people know it. It's not something I'm proud of.
Did she have any animal with her when she came?
An animal?
An animal? Any kind of animal?
Animal? Like animal? Is that what
Like
you're
a dog or service animal or something
No.
like that?
She has a dog. She has Rosie. She's a black lab.
We tried to intermix them, but they didn't do good.
Okay, and can you tell me for about how long this incident might have gone on?
Over an hour.
Over an hour?
Over an hour.
You couldn't call for help?
No.
Or leave, take your child
my
and
hands-free
leave?
call for help for one. All I had was my 5-year-old, this is the phone, trying to message me, Mom, and Grandpa, and everybody else. As soon as the cop showed up, my father-in-law, James Kazee, ex-father-in-law, I'm divorced from his son now, showed up with guns ready to, because he already knew his grandson called him and was showing him what was going on. Help us, our neighbor's crazy. And Poppy was already there, but ready to come do whatever he had to do to protect us.
How long have you been neighbors?
Going on 5 years. And we've been in court twice already. This is the third time, I think.
This is the first time you've been involved in criminal charges
No,
with her?
no.
You've had some in
We
the
have a
past?
past. We got on my 3-year-old a year and a half ago.
About 2 years ago on May days, there was
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
You may step down now.
Am I allowed to say something? Can I ask a question?
Tell Mr. Hill what you want to say. You can't say it open court unless you're asking a question.
Your Honor, we'll call Deputy Show.
Deputy Show. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please.
Sir, are you Deputy Schuyler Show?
Yes, sir.
You work with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
And were you on duty on December 22nd, 2025, and were you dispatched to 1564 Township Road 97 in Willowwood, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
And do you recall what was the purpose of that dispatch?
So we have a computer in our cars that have CAD notes The CAD notes had came up as someone attempting to break into a house. Do they have had prior instance with, which would have been Kayla Holbrook?
Now, do you know that the person that was making the accusation that she was breaking into the house?
It's going to be a Dennis Simmons.
Does he live in the vicinity of Kayla Holbrook?
Yes, I would say probably half a mile from her address.
Is that where you went then to Mr. Dennis Simpkins' residence?
Yes, sir.
And what did you find when you got there?
When I first arrived, I saw a male walk outside who walked up to me. He had a phone in his hands. They had cameras on the house. While back, he had a camera. It showed Miss Kayla Holbrook hunkered down by his back door.
Did he know who she was?
From prior instance of her messaging his son, yes.
Did you know who she was?
I have dealt with her a little bit before at the sheriff's office.
Did you locate her there at Mr. Simpkins' residence?
Yes, sir.
What were the conditions that you found her in there?
When we first walked out back to the back door, she had been hunkered over. She was saying something. I couldn't understand what she was saying. It was like her speech was scattered everywhere. She was just saying different words, making zero sense at all.
What was she trying to do? Could you determine what she was attempting at that point in time?
At some points, I have told her to let me show her hands. It was advised to us that she may have had a gun or knife. At certain points, she was kicking the door, slamming her fist up against the door, and then that's when we just kept advising her to let us see her hands.
The door of a residence?
Yes, Mr. Dennis Simmons.
Did you receive any kind of information that she was trying to get in that house?
Dennis Simmons did have a statement. He said he did fear that she was trying to get inside the house.
Did you place her under arrest at that time?
Yes, sir.
Now, at that point in time, were you aware of a situation that was alleged to have been having occurred in that same vicinity at another residence?
On my way there, I do know dispatch had radioed that there was something else happening at a different address, which I believe Deputy Sergeant Atkins was at while I was at the other address.
Okay. Did you place her into custody then at that point?
Yes.
And what was her state of dress at that time?
She was fighting with us. We gave her multiple chances to let us show her hands, and we had to use the force necessary to place her under arrest.
Did she have all of her clothes on?
No, sir. She looked like she only had shorts on at the time. No shoes, socks, no shirt.
And that's when you found her, she was like that, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? And who was with you? What other law enforcement officers were with you?
I know it was Deputy Brandon Cochran, and then later it was Corporal Mullins. That I know we had a couple of troopers there back in South Korea. They had her in cuffs at that point.
Okay. And so it was Sergeant Atkins that was primarily responsible for the other situation?
Yes, sir.
And as a result, did you make a report alleging attempted burglary?
Yes, sir.
That's all I have of this witness, Your Honor.
Did you look for any signs of a break-in?
We had got her to the car. I did not make my way back up there to look if there was any damage to the door. I do know when I talked to Mr. Simpkins, he advised that there was what seemed to be mud prints, but no damage to the door.
What was the condition of my client, would you say? Was she mentally distressed in any way? If you're able to say.
I don't want to say mentally distressed. in no way or form to say she has problems or anything, but I will say she wasn't acting right.
She was anxious?
I will say that I come across many people and that she just wasn't in the right state of mind at that time.
Did she relate to you that she thought she might die?
There was many different things that she said. I don't recall if that was one of the things she said.
That's all I have, Judge.
Officer, I've got some questions.
Yes, sir.
Did she appear to have any wounds or anything? Because I'm trying to understand if this was before or after the incident with Ms. Kazee.
So we were fighting with her, trying to get her in cuffs. Our main objective was to get her cuffed up and then make sure she was okay. I got her in the back of the cruiser where she was later took down to the other address and pushed her to a squad to get her checked out. When pulling her out of the car, my cruiser was a little bit bloody, so we had EMS come check her out. I'm not for sure if that was before or after.
Thank you.
So Deputy, when you went to the address of Mr. Simpkins and his residence,
Yes, sir.
did you become aware that Sergeant Atkins was at the other address? That
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
at Ms. Kazee's address?
I could see his cruiser down there, yes, sir.
Okay. So from your perspective, were you under the understanding that something had happened at Ms. Kazee's residence first, and then Ms. Holbrook went to Mr. Simpkins' residence?
From my understanding, the first call that came in was Dennis Simpkins' residence. I know there was a little bit of dispatch radio going on. I was driving, was focused on getting there. I don't recall everything that was said on the radio.
But you had her in custody. She couldn't have then gone and done, I get these names, what Ms. Kazee.
Correct, sir.
I mean, that's why Sergeant Atkins was at her residence, because something had already happened, right?
Correct.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
Nothing further.
You may sit down. Thank you, officer.
That's all right. It's okay. Sergeant Atkins, Your Honor.
You raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do, sir. Thank you.
Sergeant, state your name and where you were employed.
Sergeant Gary Atkins, Longstreet Sheriff's Office.
On December 22nd of 2025, were you dispatched out to the Willowwood area to the residence of Rick Kazee?
Yes, I was.
And I would like for you to explain to the court what the nature of the dispatch was about and what you learned as you went there and encountered the situation.
So we received two calls for this area. One of the calls we received was that somebody was potentially stabbed at 1681 Township Road 97 in Willowwood. Another call we received was that there was a female trying to enter the residence of 1564 Township Road 97. While officers were en route to that scene, we received additional information from our 911 center that Kayla Holbrook had been at the original location, 1681, and had fled after the assault had occurred, and was at the address of 1564. Original reports were that an inmate was involved in the assault, and another juvenile, and Ms. Kazee. Our understanding was, based on information we received from third parties that was speaking to Ms. Kazee over social media, was that one or the other was likely deceased or likely to be deceased based on the assault that occurred. So as we were arriving in the area that we showed continued past 1681 to 1564, I looked to my right, where Ms. lives, and I saw her flagging one of the windows. So I stopped at her residence while showing her from next. Because At this point, we weren't entirely sure where Mrs. Kayla was located, so she went to investigate the secondary location. As I exited my patrol vehicle, Brittany came onto the porch of her residence and began shouting that her baby was dying in the closet and that she needed help and needed an ambulance. So I taken my med kit from my vehicle, crossed the creek. As I approached the residence, Brittany was standing there, partially undressed, had a knife in her hand. I asked her to throw the knife down onto the porch. She complied with that. Again, telling me that a physical altercation had occurred between herself and Kayla. I asked her where the children were. She allowed me to enter her home. Immediately upon entering, I noticed that there was an obvious signs of a struggle that occurred. There were broken ornaments on the floor. The living room area was in disarray. Ms. Kazee was very, very distraught, very emotional, very excited, very upset. She led me to the bedroom. I anticipated seeing, as our reports would potentially be deceased individual. She opened her closet door. There was a 4 to 5 year old male child who began explaining that he was very scared, shaking. There was also an infant, probably 4 to 5 months old, began crying immediately. She pulled the children out of the closet and began immediate visual assessment the best I could of the potential injuries. As I'm looking at the infant and the younger child, Brittany begins to describe to me what had occurred between herself and Kayla. Initially seeing the baby, there wasn't obvious signs of injury externally that I could see. She described, as we've heard in testimony prior to the incident occurring, she overheard Kayla in the bedroom making loud noises to check that, found her to be involved in sexual acts with herself. And then Brittany went to go to her living room and was followed by Kayla. Once in the living room area, Brittany reports that Kayla had called the infant an explosion, and the baby was sitting in a bouncer seat, and Kayla immediately started to assault the infant that was sitting in the seat. The reports that I received from Brittany was that throughout the altercation, Kayla had obtained or utilized some of the ornaments that were in the residence, which I believe to be porcelain type small glass style decorations. Some were broken, some were not, but they were laying about the floor. She reported that one of the ornaments were used to strike the child in his head. Brittany said that she tried to stop the assault on her child physically, but was unable to do so. So she obtained a butcher knife or a kitchen knife from the kitchen in attempt to defend her children. She told me that the struggle ensued because of that knife, that Kayla was attempting to gain control of the knife from Brittany. And during that struggle, Brittany received some cuts on her stomach, on her body, and potentially some cuts on the ankle. So at that point, observing the children, listening to what Brittany was saying, which again, she was very, very emotional. It's kind of hard to get the whole story at that point because of what occurred. I requested EMS to the scene. EMS arrived, began treatment and assessment of Brittany and her 2 children. One of the EMS workers would report that the infant did have a knock on its head that they observed it could feel, further indicating that some type of violence or some type of physical altercation did occur with the child. I then requested permission from Brittany to photograph the residence and collect evidence from the trailer, which she proved as to in the living room. Among all the broken items and the TV, which had also been damaged during the event, there were 2 blood smears in the floor. We took samples of those 2 blood smears. According to Brittany, she pointed out that blood was from her infant child during the event occurred. Collected samples of that, took photographs, collected the knife that was outside the residence that she indicated was a knife involved in the initial assault. Brittany and her 2 children were transported to the local hospital for treatment. And Kayla was ultimately arrested for attempted burglary, counsel flagrant assault, and endangering children.
Did you observe injuries on Brittany Kazee?
So I did. Brittany showed me, it was pretty clear that she was at least cut or sliced on the front of her shirt because the shirt was torn, consistent with the knife cut. She raised her shirt and showed me the light lacerations. I think they were horizontal or something, I believe, due to. She also had some marks on her face that I made note of while I was there with her. She pointed out a mark or some injuries to her leg, and I think to her back as well. Those were all photographed by the other cop.
Did you have contact with, excuse me, Kayla Harris? Holbrook.
I know I never had any interaction with Ms. Holbrook at the scene, but I am familiar with the photographs that were taken of her. I am familiar with the body cam footage of the interaction with Kayla with the other officers and their reports.
Did you see on Kayla Holbrook, from the photographs, indications of similar kinds of knife wounds or anything like that?
There was an injury to one of her hands. I don't know if she left her back. According to the EMS, another officer wants to even on the back of the hand, I believe. There were some other injuries on her body that were photographed by officers while she was at the hospital receiving treatment herself on her upper body. I don't know if those were sustaining an initial assault or if they were as a result of the incident when she was taken into custody.
Did you receive any information by way of copies of social media conversations or anything like that that would put any of this in context?
At the time, during the call, I wasn't advised of what we learned today of those messages. That information didn't come out during the scene. Our primary objective at that point was obviously treatment of the child and Brittany herself with injuries she received. So that was news to me today. I'm not aware of those until today.
The child that you observed, was that the child known as, that's been identified as BB?
Yes.
And do you believe that that child was assaulted?
I do. We've actually requested medical records from the hospital and records. We're waiting to receive those records to observe this one.
Given everything that you, and I don't know if you're able to substantiate this or not, but the account that Ms. Kazee gave was that her child was being assaulted and she got the knife out for the purpose of defending the child. Do you feel that given the evidence that you were able to observe and collect, that it is likely that that was the scenario?
I would object. I believe that's a question of open trial fact.
Did you collect the knife?
Yeah, we collected the knife, 2 swabs from blood smears on the floor, photographs of the broken items around the living room to include the Christmas ornaments, the broken TV, and there was a suction ball used for infants to clean noses, Brittany indicated in the initial report that she utilized that to try to clear the blood from the baby's nose and out the child. We collected that as well.
Did the evidence that you collected and the things that you observed there at the scene, were they consistent with the account that Ms. Kazee gave to you as to what happened?
Yes, based on my observations, I believe there was probably a cause to believe that as we had reported the events to occur, to actually have occurred.
That's all I have.
Mr. Moore. You didn't have any contact with my client, did you?
No, sir.
You don't know when these wounds were inflicted upon the child, do you?
I don't.
Nor do you know when they were inflicted on Brittany either, do you?
Only based upon her statement, the observations on the scene.
You have no personal knowledge of that, do you?
Pardon me? Personal knowledge of what?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Did you say you received some social media?
No, sir.
Okay.
I just learned that today in the testimony from Brittany.
second, Your Honor.
It's just, yeah, I would say,
That's all I have, Judge.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Can we sit down, or the officers released?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I can't ask her a question. No. Maybe sometime, but not now.
Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Any evidence from the defendant?
The defendant wishes to take the stand, Judge.
Okay. She's been advised of her rights.
Yes, and I will go through that with her before I ask her to testify as well.
All right, Ms. Holbrook, you can come up to the stand and be sworn in. Raise your hand as much as you possibly can. You swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Maybe so.
Thank you, Judge. Would you tell us your name, please?
Kayla Holbrook.
Earlier this morning, I had a conference with you and explained that you do not have to say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Nobody can force you to say anything. And that after I get done asking you questions, Mr. Heald may have some questions for you, as well as the court. Do you understand that? And you understand that you do not have to sit there and say a word about this. And if you don't say anything, the state can't use your silence in an attempt to prove that you're guilty. Do you understand that?
I'm not through the last part, but I'm just going to tell the truth, sir.
With those in mind, you want to testify?
Yes, sir.
All right. Where do you live?
At the moment, I don't know. I was living at 1649 Township Road 97 with my husband.
Can you speak up just a little bit?
I was living at the 1649 Township Road 97 with my husband prior to like a month ago. And I offered to go wherever they wanted me to go so that we didn't have any problems. I offered to live with my husband's parents. I offered to live with Poppy. I offered to live in the trailer up on the hill that nobody lives in.
Okay. Can we talk about December 22nd?
Yes, sir.
Did you go to Brittany's house?
I had been at Brittany's house. I went over there. I didn't go over there for a smoke. I didn't know that she had that. I just went over to talk. But any type of human contact, whenever you're going through something hard, it's kind of, I mean, when you're able to be around somebody that's joyful, or, you know, it helps with your mood. And at that time, I was trying to not do vices. I was trying to not smoke cigarettes. I was trying to not drink. I was trying to be as fair as I can be.
Were you having a mental health issue?
I would say now I do, yes, sir. I definitely would say that I have, I've been through some trauma and stuff. That was recently found out that they were trying, well, my husband had groomed me into saying that I had.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this for today. We will pick this back up again the next time the municipal court docket comes up again. So you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching. You all have a wonderful evening. Ciao, ciao, and ta-ta. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
From the mountains high, come down to it all. With your tools in hand, making magic flow. Every broken part, you help me grow. solid ground, always drawing near. Never give up on this heart of mine. Put it back together every single time. To all you do, from the highest peak, I can see it through. With your care and touch, everything's okay.